Acrylic Paint Along, Complementary Colors. Get your supplies and paint along with me. Hi guys, Mrs. Castle here, and we are going to talk this time on our last color experiment thing for acrylic colors, complementary colors. And complementary colors are pairs of colors that are opposites each other on the color wheel. I'll give you a chance to write that down a little bit. And I have my color wheel here that I did with the acrylic, and if you still have yours, and I hope you do, these are going to help you figure out what colors to use. You're going to choose two pairs, and I have some paints over here by me that I'm going to put on my little mixing paper. I chose blue and orange. They are directly across from each other on the color wheel. And I also chose yellow and purple. They are directly across from each other. Don't curve like this. There should be two colors on a 6-color color wheel. Like if I start with blue, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. That's going to be my complement, or I can go the other way. 1, 2, 3. Orange is still the complement. So if I choose green, 1, 2, 3. Red is the complement. And even if I count from red, 1, 2, 3. Green is the complement. Or opposite. They are opposites. And artists use complementary colors to do a lot of things. Help create shadows, to make a color less intense. So if you have your hue and it's really, really bright and you want to tone it down a little bit, make it not so bright or less intense, you're going to add just a tiny, tiny bit of the complement to it. Not black. Black is boring. Don't use black for that. We use black for other things, but not for toning down a very bright color. You can use white, but if you don't want it lighter, use the complement. Okay. So you're going to have a sheet of 9 by 12 paper, and let's fold it in half the hot dog way, and 1/2 will be for one set of complements and the other half will be for the other set of complements. So what I would like you to do is draw, and perfection again is overrated. We're going to kind of make a scale like we did with the values with our charcoal, if you did that assignment. And my students in the 2019-2020 class, or second semester, did. So I'm going to draw 5 boxes. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, on the other half of my paper. All right, so, what am I forgetting on my paper? On the back, I'm going to write my name before I paint anything. And my period. Please put your period. That is very, very helpful. So, I picked, this is yellow and this is purple, and I also picked orange and blue. So I'm going to have those colors to work with. And I'll do yellow and purple first. So I'm going to label this box yellow and this box purple. Those are my two hues. I'm going to do that pair first. So I'm going to take my paint, and I don't need very much. See, I mean, this is not even a teaspoon if I'm going to measure it with measuring spoons, and I'm not. Okay. Oops, I forgot a paper towel. Okay. So I'm going to wipe that off over here. It's not going to matter that much. And over here, I'm going to put about the same amount of purple on this end. Okay. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is paint my pure hues. And we know that a hue is a pure color from our last video. I'm going to get a little bit of water on my brush, and I'm going to get some yellow. And if you don't end up with enough, you can always get a little bit more. So I'm going to paint in my pure hue. Remember what acrylic is supposed to look thick and cover the white of the paper. And I'm going to get some purple on my brush, and I'm going to paint my pure purple hue down here. Now, if I really wanted to make you work, I would make you mix the purple, but I'm going to be kind and not make you mix the purple, because I know you want to get going on your final project, but we have some watercolor to do first. All right. Okay, so these three are going to be different combinations between yellow and purple. So I'm gonna start. Okay, I need to get a paper towel is what I really need to get. Okay, so I'm going to, I just dipped my palette knife in the water for just a second so that I could get the rest of that purple off, because I don't want it to contaminate my nice pile of yellow. So I'm going to pull kind of a biggish glob of yellow, and I'm going to add purple to it, and I want a super small amount of purple. That's very, very small amount, so keep that in mind. Very, very small amount. It should not change my yellow that much. It's going to change it some, but it's not going to change it that much. And use the palette knife to mix the colors and not your brush. Okay, purple and yellow are one of my favorite color combinations, because the colors are so gorgeous. Okay, so we can see that the yellow has changed and it has become kind of a gold color. That's beautiful. So I'm going to paint this square with my gorgeous gold color. And it's fine if I use all of this, because I'm going to make 3 different distinct mixes. And I'm going to paint, and my paint should cover the paper and shouldn't have a lot of see-through. Okay, so this next time I'm going to paint in this box. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to get some purple, and I want to make sure don't get purple in my yellow. I'm gonna get more yellow than I did purple, because remember, yellow is the weakest color we have. So I got twice as much or 3 times as much. And I'm gonna mix this. That was kind of a lot. So maybe that was a little bit too much yellow. So I've still got plenty of purple over here. I'm gonna get more purple, because the first box shouldn't change that much. I'm going to paint it in this box. And this kind of reminds me kind of an eggplant color, or I don't know, there used to be a commercial for California raisins that were grown in California, and it was animated, and the raisins would get like they were singing Motown, and they did this little dance to I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and because raisins are dried grapes, so it was funny. Okay, I'm gonna paint this a little bit more because my paper is showing through. Okay, rinse my brush. Now, this time I'm going to mix I'm going to mix about half purple, half yellow, and it should be halfway in between this color and this color. So I'm going to take what's left of my yellow, not quite what's left of my purple, and mix that. And this one's not as pretty of a color, but it's still nice. I still like it. And actually, I'm gonna put some more. This is closer to my yellow color. It's more of a golden brown. So I need more purple than this, because if we look, it's closer to this gold color than it is that purple color. So it's not quite halfway in between. I'm not going to use all of that purple yet. So remember, we don't always accept the first color we get. We change it by mixing more, or adding to what we have already mixed. Okay, now we're getting closer. Closer to being in between the goldy color and the raisiny color. But the rest of my story, the California raisins were about that color in the animation. So that's why that reminds me of that. Let's add a little bit more. That's a little better. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use up the rest of that purple. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to paint my halfway color in my middle box. And this is a less pretty color, but that's what you get when you mix complements half and half. It's kind of kind of a muted, muddy kind of color. It's normal, and if every color were beautiful, no colors would be beautiful because we wouldn't know the difference. So, like purple with a tiny bit of yellow in it can be really beautiful, and yellow with a tiny bit of purple in it can be gorgeous, but halfway in between it's not going to be quite as pretty. It's going to be kind of muddy and what we call chromatic gray. Okay. All right, so that I'm going to set aside, and okay, so I'm going to fast forward and do the blue and the blue and the orange, and don't forget to label. I'm going to put orange on this side and blue on this side, and I'm going to shut up and paint, and then you can kind of get a look at that. Okay, there we go. So if any part that is not contaminated, I can put back in the container. And the rest can just go in the trash can, and we don't have to wash anything except your brush and your palette knife. Alrighty, there we go.